This is really a part of what, God would have me do. Uh, I really believe that, and I'm just grateful that you're on here and you're so outspoken about your own faith, because it's, what we believe shapes what we do and how we do it. And sometimes what I find is that what I'm doing is actually revealing what I really believe in that moment or in that season, what I'm really buying into. And it took me a while to get to a place in real estate where I could find someone like yourself that could help to keep me focused on things that really are most important. Because the rest, I mean, it's not just real estate, it's all throughout Western culture and beyond, is that, we do all this. Why? Because we want to be rich, and we want to be famous, or we want better, more stuff. But when we really dig down, is that what we want? Is that what we really want? And I think that's what you kept digging at with me, but also you've come to that place in your own life. And that's why it's so peaceful to be able to talk with you, because you're at peace with where you are and how you do business. And it's not that you don't learn and grow in that, but you're not trying to strive to be something that somebody else has placed on you. You know how to do real estate. Not that you can't learn how to do it better, but you know how to do real estate. You are an expert in the area of probate. And and that's one place I'd like to go a little bit, because I think that could serve some people. When you finally got clarification that probate was where you're supposed to be, and maybe you want to expound on that a little bit, but what did you find were so even before probate, were you, in the real estate circles that you were in, were you dealing with probate, but not necessarily probate on the selling and buying side?
I think, like all real estate agents, occasionally came across a deal that was probate, and
Okay.
it wasn't worth enough to really learn it. And sometimes we want to just kind of get through that deal,
Right.
and which I think is a missed opportunity in retrospect. At one point during my coaching, I came across the opportunity of probate as a way to help my agents who wanted to find a niche and work on. And I invited in a title representative who made this his area, and he would coach up realtors on how to get business in probate. And I was intrigued by it. And so that when I left coaching, that stayed in my mind that was a niche, that was one that agents didn't take a professional approach to. And I think in most things, most endeavors, there are people who are average. The average agent is average, right? Mm-hmm. By definition, mathematically. So, for example, not really learning the forms that we have there's a difference between knowing enough to fill out a form to get a contract accepted and really knowing every single word and being able to explain to your customer, but more importantly, be able to use those forms to protect your customer. There's a difference. In the probate, same thing, that there's a difference between, I know that in this kind of case, it needs a court confirmation. Okay, but what does that mean? What are the potential pitfalls there? What are the potential problems there? What's the best practice to avoid those problems? And so I think I saw that as an opportunity to really dig in deep. And it's not that every deal I do is probate. It's that every deal I do comes from somebody who sees me as an expert in probate. Mm-hmm. If you go back to the time of COVID, without getting into the politics of all that, it's one thing to get your news from the news channel or from a newspaper, but imagine if your best friend was a world-renowned brain surgeon, had nothing to do with COVID, but he's one of the most renowned doctors in the world. Wouldn't you at least ask him his opinion on how you should respond to COVID? Should I wear a mask? Should I get the vaccine? Not to say that he would tell you the answer and it'd be right, but at least you would want to factor in his opinion before you made a decision. Mm-hmm. As a realtor, that's what I want to be. Just because I'm a probate expert doesn't mean you'll call me when it comes time to sell your house locally, but it means you probably will, if you know, like, and trust me, at least say, well, he's an expert in probate. He must, and I get this a lot, well, you must know something about regular houses. I have a question. That's exactly the kind of phone calls you want. Mm-hmm. So I think that it changes the relationship from, I'm just another realtor. There's 50 in every neighborhood. They hold open houses, they have balloons, They have candies, and there's the cute girls in the bikinis, and there's the guys on the Lamborghinis. I'm neither one of those. But I am the guy who's the probate expert, And to people who see that as a important badge of competency, they're going to call me at least enough due to say, how can you help me? And I try to help them.
Yeah. I know we only have a few minutes left here, but one of the things that I'm hoping that anybody that watches this will see is just that you're you.